Western Colorado. This is Kyle, W0KJM. I'm located in Fort Collins, and I will be net control for tonight's NCARC TechNet. The purpose of the TechNet is to enlighten amateur radio operators on topics of a technical nature. We will do our best to answer any technical questions for the benefit of all those who are listening. If there is a subject that has never been made quite clear to you, this is a great opportunity to find an answer. If anyone feels they have information that will help regarding that subject, please give your call sign, and Net Control will call on you. This net may be interrupted at any time for emergencies or priority traffic. If you need to use the system for an emergency during the net, say break and give your call sign. We will acknowledge you and suspend the net until you advise that you are clear. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? All licensed amateur radio operators with 70-centimeter privileges are encouraged to check into the net. Club membership is encouraged, but never required for participation. Check-ins are requested for the purpose of counting participation, and no checkout is required. This is W0KJM, Net Control for tonight's NCARC TechNet. When checking in, please give your call sign slowly, first alphabetically, then again using the ITU phonetic alphabet, along with your name and location. When checking in, please state if you will have a topic that you would like to discuss. Check-ins will be taken in groups of 3. When I've acknowledged the first group of 3, I will then move on to the next group of 3. I will start by taking check-ins from call suffixes Alpha through Mike. Alpha through Mike, please call now.
Kilo Mike 4, Golf Delta Uniform, KM4 GDU, Carl in Loveland.
AE0KO, Alpha Echo 0 Kilo Oscar, Brad Mobile in Fort Collins.
W0 DPC, Whiskey 0 Delta Papa Charlie, Donald, 2 miles northeast of Longmont.
Fantastic. Net Control would like to acknowledge KM4 GDU, AE0KO, and W0 DPC. I'll take the next group of 3, Alpha through Mike. Please call now.
This is N0 EMP, November 0 Echo Mike Papa, Greg in Fort Collins with Debbie, K0 DBE, Kilo 0 Delta Bravo Echo.
K0 Kilo 0 Mike Lima Golf, Marty, Wellington.
Whiskey 0 Lima Echo India, W0 LEI, Chad and Stout.
Net Control would like to acknowledge N0 EMP, K0 DBE, K0 MLG, and W0 LEI. I'll take the next group of 3, Alpha through Mike. Please call now.
This is
Kilo 0 Alpha Romeo Delta, Ann in Fort Collins.
This is KF0 GQH, Kilo Foxtrot 0 Golf Quebec Hotel, Kent and Wellington with KF0 LAU, Kilo Foxtrot 0 Lima Alpha Uniform, Lorraine in the thrilling metropolis of Wellington.
Net Control would like to acknowledge K0 ARD, KF0 GQH, and KF0 LAU. I'll take the next group of 3. Let's open up to Alpha through Zulu. Please call now.
This is Kilo 0 Alpha Zulu Alpha, K0 AZA, Ron in Fort Collins.
Whiskey 0 Charlie Sierra Lima, Kurt in Longmont.
Kilo Golf 6 Oscar Bravo Charlie, Justin, Mobile.
Net Control would like to acknowledge K0 AZA, W0 CSL, and KG6 OBC. I'll take the next group of 3, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now.
This is N0 TZU, November 0 Tango Zulu Uniform for Bob and Bertha.
This is EAY.
AY station, I think it was. Come back, please.
Roger. That is Kilo Mike 6 Victor Alpha Yankee D in Sedalia.
Got you in there. A little scratchy, but still got you in there. I'll take the next group of 3, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now.
AE0CF Alpha Echo 0 Charlie Foxtrot Ben Fort Collins.
Kilo 0 Hotel Alpha Kilo K0 HAK Dave in Fort Collins.
W5VV, Whiskey 5 Victor Victor, Bill in Livermore.
Net Control would like to acknowledge AE0CF, K0HAK, and W5VV. Take the next group of 3, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now. Go ahead.
Whiskey 5 Victor Victor.
Whiskey 5 Victor Victor. Did I say something different? Because that's what I got on my paper. I might have.
sorry. Thought I heard Charlie Victor, but yep, you got it. Thank you. W5EV.
Fantastic. Glad we got it sorted. I'll take the next group of check-ins. Take 3 at a time. Alpha through Zulu, please call now.
So Delta 0, Echo X-Ray Victor, Brian Greeley.
Kilo Alpha 6, Echo Tango Echo, KA6 ETE, Jim and Loveland.
Kilo Foxtrot
2
Delta Victor.
Kilo Alpha
Red
2 Alpha
Colorado.
Uniform Zulu, Milliken, Paul.
Oh, got a bit of a double there. AUZ, I think it was. Come back, please.
KA2AUZ, Kilo Alpha 2 Alpha Uniform Zulu, Paul and Milliken.
Got you down. Other station, go ahead.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Lima Delta Victor, Vincent Frederick.
All right, Net Control would like to acknowledge EXV, ETE, AUZ, and LDV. I'll take the next group of check-ins 3 at a time. Alpha Zulu, please call now.
Kilo 0 Lima Echo Echo, K0LEE, Lee and Greeley.
Alrighty, well, Net Control would like to acknowledge K0LEE, and I think we'll get started. Marty, I heard you over there on Simplex saying you had something to ask. Take it away, K0MLG, if you're over here yet.
Oh, man, I'm going to have to think about using you for dispatch in the future if you're copying traffic over on Simplex and doing your job over here where you're supposed to be. I didn't have a topic, but I have been shopping around for dash cams, and I'd like to know how many people are using them and what brand and what model. K0MLG. Does that mean nobody uses dash cams?
Pull up my order history so I can get a model number for you for mine. Let's see. I am using a Garmin dash cam, and I recently picked up for the new vehicle. It's the Garmin Dash Cam Live. It has its own cellular subscription, so I can it'll automatically upload everything to the cloud, so I can just go on my phone anywhere, anytime, and pull up the video, and it seems to look pretty well. Before that, I used to have the Garmin dash cam, I think it was like the 45 or 47 or something like that, and it did okay as well, but the one gripe I have with those is the mounting system. It's just a little adhesive strip, and I go through windshields like none other. I guess I'm just super unlucky and constantly get rock chips and am constantly needing to replace my windshield, so I wish there was a better mounting solution, like a suction cup or something that wasn't so permanent. I wish I didn't have to keep buying those little adhesive magnet thingy-mabobs over and over, but I guess that's not too big of a complaint. Back to you, Marty.
E.T.
So if you quit trading cars, you wouldn't have to do that anymore, Kyle. Go ahead, Jim.
I have tried a few different brands of dash cams. The one I am currently using, I have a Wolfbox i17 dash cam, or the i07, I'm sorry, i07 is the model number of it. It's 3 cameras. It's got the front-facing camera, in-cab camera, and then one that you mount at the back window for the rear view camera. But so far, over the past 8 months, I've been very happy with it. It's one of the mid-price ones. I know they believe it's Blackview is another good brand one, and I believe that's the one Justin uses also. But those ones are significantly more. I spent right around $150, $200 for the one I have, and been happy with it so far. I've tried other ones like the Garmin. Like I had a Garmin a long time ago, and a few other brand ones that I will not mention that I would not recommend.
K0MLG, copy that. Forgive me, Kyle. I'm taking your net over. I don't mean to do that. Anybody else running dash cams?
HAK.
Go ahead.
Take it away.
I've got a particular brand that I use in 2 of my vehicles. And I'm not sure what the brand name is. Like it's one of these made-up names. It's Viofo or something like that. Victor India Oscar Foxtrot Oscar. Model number is A119. You can get a GPS module for it. Sometimes they include it as part of the package. And it seems to get the job done. They're not very expensive, but better than some of the other ones that I've had in the past, too.
TZU. Was that TZU?
Affirmative.
Go ahead.
Okay, I guess I'm the bargain basement shopper here. I have the Cross Tour CR600, I think it is, and also a very similar one, probably, in fact, it probably is basically the same thing, by Ape Man, and that's a C550. These were put in, I don't know, 3 years ago or so. Front-facing camera, front-facing camera, rear-facing camera, pretty basic, but they do have the sufficient resolution and color and so on to be able to record an accident. Their night vision is not that great, but probably okay for an accident, at least to show that it's not your fault.
Well, I hope that answered your question, Marty. Do you have any other questions? This is W0KJM, Net Control for the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club Weekly TechNet.
Yep, it did. Nobody's running what I think I'm going to buy, which is a Rove Romeo 3, and it uses a supercapacitor instead of a battery, and it's front, rear, and cabin, all the stuff, bump, park mode, and blah 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 blah. $200 with 128 cards. So yeah, I've had a couple over the years, and when you go to use them, then they don't work, and everything's in Chinglish, and I never could figure them out. This thing has an app, and evidently it's pretty easy. So all right, well thanks, K0MLG, back to net.
Awesome. I'm going to have to look into that one. My dream dash cam would be an Axon Fleet 3, just because, you know, I have the not a cop car, and I think that would just make it that much more on brand, I guess. But those are really, really hard to obtain in the civilian market. But I can keep on dreaming. Until then, my Garmin seems to do the trick. Well, are there any other topics for the Monday Night TechNet?
This is KB0YDN late check-in.
Net Control would like to acknowledge KB0YDN. Any other late check-ins or topics of discussion? HAK. Hey, go ahead.
Been playing a little bit with 6-meter and 10-meter. Greg, N0EMP, I think I talked to you a little bit about this at the lunch the other day. I've got a little piece of land up Buckhorn Canyon, and I'm just playing with some ways to get some simplex communication back down into town here at the house. And I've been playing with 6 and 10, and I'm not sure that I'm settled on either one of them, but it got me to wondering if there's a vertical antenna that I could build, something that I could keep close to the ground, that might be able to do both bands on the same antenna. Wondering if anybody has any experience or tips on that.
Sorry about the long, awkward pause. I was hoping someone was going to come in there and save me. Do you have line of sight? Could you use like a directional antenna, or do you have to kind of shoot some skip to get there, like do some NVIS type stuff, or how does that look?
Not really line of sight, and NVIS isn't really an option because the other operator is technician class. But this weekend, I put a 10-meter ground plane up there and was able to hit Greg's Kiwi SDR. I was copyable. It wasn't great. It would probably be better with some kind of a directional, but I could hit it. Back at the house, I was doing a remote control where I was sending some packet radio, and I could pick that up at 6 meters, but I couldn't hit SSB back to the house at 6 meters from up there. But I want to play with both and see what my options are. I just don't want to have 2 antennas in the backyard here at the house, so I was wondering if there was like something that could, you know, do both 6 and 10 in a single, you know, in a single feed line.
I'm pretty sure my Wolf River Coils antenna is capable of doing 6 and 10, but you would have to adjust it each time. It's not resonant on both. There might be other options with like antenna tuners and things of that nature, but I'm no subject matter expert by any means, so I was kind of hoping someone would come in here and save me a little bit.
T.
Go ahead and save me.
I don't know if it'll save you now, but an idea of something you could possibly try, Dave, is do an antenna similar to the 2-meter 440 J pole, except do 6 and do like a half wave 6-meter and a quarter wave 10-meter and a J pole style vertical might be an option if you can get it to tune. I'm not sure how well that would work, but option there. But a question for you, have you tried using 2-meter knife edge propagation? They put a Yagi at both locations and use a knife edge off of the top of Horsetooth or Christ Mountain, whichever you have visible from both locations.
I have not, but I have considered it. The biggest reason why I was playing with 6 and 10 was because they were easily assemblable with mostly parts that I had just kind of sitting around. I would have to buy a couple of additional antennas, you know, and mount one on my mast on my house, and then something up there, you know, on the property. And then the other thing too is the radios that I have right now. You know, I've got a 7300 here at the house, and I've got the Yaesu, I think it's the 851 or 891 or something up there. You know, both of them HF rigs. I don't have a permanent 2-meter rig up there, but I could probably make something like that happen if it came down to it. I was just trying to kind of keep it cheap for now.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of to be able to even remotely get them halfway reasonable on both is try like a 10-meter, 6-meter J-pole style, dual band style antenna, something you could build with some scrap metal and be a little bit long, but for a vertical for 10 meters, do quarter wave, and then half wave for 6-meter. Should put you reasonably well lengthwise.
Okay, yeah, I'll check that out. And I'm not ruling out trying to do a 2-meter knife edge, but you know, the expense involved in, you know, buying a couple of Yagi antennas just to experiment, you know, I'm having a little bit of a difficult time with that. So, but I can definitely play around with something with a J-pole, yeah, for sure.
MLG.
Go ahead, Marty.
I've got either a 3 or 4 element 2-meter Arrow Yagi. You can borrow. I bought it to get me out of Aid Station 2 for the Colorado Marathon, and yeah, I haven't used it for years, but you can borrow it. I imagine there's somebody else out there that's got a 2-meter Yagi you could borrow for experimentation.
Yeah, I may take you up on that. Are you going to be at the next Wednesday lunch?
Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow, so I'm not sure. If I am, I'll bring it.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll try to be there as well. We can always communicate, you know, via other methods just to make sure that, you know, you're not bringing it when I can't make it or something. But I'm on QRZ K0HAK.
Yeah, copy that. All right, I'll try to make a note of it. K0MLG.
This is W0KJM, Net Control for Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club Weekly TechNet. Are there any late check-ins, additional comments, questions, or other discussion? I have a quick topic before we close the net, and I don't know how quick it'll be. It might turn into a big tangent, but we'll see. So I have very little experience with SDRs. The only experience I have is just using them as like a kind of waterfall and, oh, hey, look, I see a signal over here. I click on it, and then I can listen to it. I was wondering if there was any way to kind of set something up to be completely autonomous that I could just leave in my car and have it kind of more or less log all of the stuff that's going on around, because at my work they use radios, and I really want to be able to find out what frequencies, and they use DMR stuff, so I want to be able to figure out what talk groups and time slots and everything they're using. Would there be any way to kind of have like a set and forget thing, like set up some kind of SDR, just leave it in the car and have it run, so that way by the time I get off my shift I can see what all has been done around me? Is that a possibility? I'm looking for some kind of a autonomous SDR.
YDM.
Go ahead.
I don't know if there's some SDR toolkit that can do that. You can probably do it with Lua SDR, writing a Lua script to drive the thing. That's in particular, it's designed for Linux, and it's designed for the RTL v3 SDR dongle. However, there is purpose-built hardware to do that. There are frequency sniffers that will have a very, very large memory that will just keep track of signals around you. The caveat is the signals have to be analog. Digital mode, spread spectrum, probably not going to show up in it. But they do that. That's, if you recall, a while back, I ended up buying a couple of these limiters. The reason I bought the limiters was because the frequency counter I used had a hard limit to what the front end could take. And if you exceeded that front end, you blew it out. And you were stuck or paying the cost of the repair. So the idea was to put a whip antenna on the thing, and then the limiter, and then the frequency counter, and let it do its stuff all by its lonesome. And it does work, but again, the radios have to be analog in nature. KB0YDN, back to that.
Gotcha. Yeah, what I'm trying to do is DMR, and I also need to find out if they're running encryption on their DMR or not. I don't think they are, but they very well could be. So I don't know. My best bet really is to just grab one of my DMR radios and put it into scan mode and hope for the best, but I can't really bring that in while I'm working. We're under 24-hour video surveillance, and not like I have any malintent or anything like that, but I also don't want to get fired. So I just want to know what frequencies they're using, just for my own curiosity's sake. I don't know. I'm probably going to have to do a little bit more research into this topic and get back to it. But let's see, this is W0KJM Net Control for the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club Weekly TechNet. Are there any late check-ins, additional comments, questions, or other discussion before we close the net this evening?
Comments, YDN.
Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to add, the company that made these things specifically for kind of wearing on a belt unobtrusively and logging frequencies in action around you is called optoelectronics. They're kind of in stasis. I don't think they've developed any new products in quite a while, but they still exist as a company and they still sell their stuff. I believe they did have digital sweepers as well, frequency counters essentially, that were available as well, but I used the low-end model, which did analog only. KB0YDN, back to that.
Awesome. That'll be something I'll have to look into a little bit more. Appreciate that. Any additional late check-ins, comments, questions, concerns, death threats, anything of the nature?
K0AEM, Alpha Echo Mike Stephen, Fort Collins, late.
Net Control would like to acknowledge K0AEM. Any additional late check-ins?
Yeah, KF0GZZ, Mobile to Greeley, Patrick, late check-in.
I copy KF0GZZ, Golf Zulu, is that correct? Fantastic, got you down. Any other late check-ins? Hearing none, this concludes the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club TechNet. Net Control would like to thank each station for their participation. We had a total of 26 check-ins tonight. This net will occur again next Monday at the same time on this repeater. This is W0KJM closing the net at 6:32 p.m. 7 threes, and good night, everybody. Thanks all for coming.
This presentation was brought to you by the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club. For more information, visit our website, ncarc.net. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.